I have recently discovered my lifelong friend is in fact an asshole. First, let me give you some backstory. I've been friends with this kid since car seats and baby teeth. So last year, when I'm looking to move into a new place, I naturally turn to him. Oh, that's not a good thing to do. One of the quickest ways to end a lifelong friendship is to go and live with somebody. Just think of all the people who've fallen in love. You're my soulmate. They get married, and within 5 years, one of them goes mysteriously missing. Sorry. Anyways. So he goes, last year I decide to move into a new place. So when I'm looking to do that, I naturally turn to him. He was living on his own with his cousin and was happy to move in with me. Now, since I have known him so long, I know his tendency to be a slob. I discussed this with him before we moved in and let him know I could only tolerate so much uncleanliness. He responded back in kind and agreed. Now, flash forward to after I move in. I wake up in the middle of the night to snoring that can wake the dead. I do what any normal person would do and go out and ask him to do something since it was keeping me up. The kicker is he wasn't even in his room. He's laying on the floor in the living room. So I wake him up and ask him if he could either A, stop snoring, or B, go to his room. This elicits no response from the beast. He attempts confrontation and finally relinquishes to his room. Yeah, this guy's, he sleeps pretty hard. He goes, this has happened on and off now for the past year. Usually he just gives me the finger now. Just gives me the finger now when I wake him up for snoring. Clearly, I get the impression that he only cares about himself and gives two shits about anybody else. There's other things like him not cleaning up after himself, not caring for his pet, and some smoking habits that are less than appealing. I'm willing to compromise, though, but he just makes no effort. He refuses to address any of it. He always says he thinks of me as family, but I don't imagine anybody treating their family like this. Actually, that's exactly how you treat family, because you know they're not going to leave you. So he goes, so now I'm moving out, and I haven't told him this is the reason. So Bill, what do I do? Do I tell him he's an asshole and tell him to kick rocks, or just forget about it and let bygones be bygones? You just forget about it, dude. All right? Because this guy was your best friend until you lived with him. Just feel bad for his future wife. And this is the deal. One of these days, he'll bring up you guys living together, and you'll just laugh about it and just be like, dude, I left because I swear to God I was fantasizing about going out into the living room and chopping your fucking head off, or just fucking stuffing a chloroform rag in your goddamn mouth. And you can just laugh about it. But to right now, with how upset you are at him, it's going to affect your friendship. If you're done being friends with the guy, I would bring it up now. But if you're not, then I would just I would use that story to get laid. That's what I would do. Because it'll be a funny story, and as you're telling the funny story, the woman's going to be listening, being like, oh my God, this guy's considerate. He picks up after himself. I have this unbelievable urge to suck his dick now. What is that? Why do I do that, guys? That's how I would use it. All right? And then whenever he brings it up, just laugh about it. That's like I lived with Bobby Robert Kelly, one of my best friends in the whole wide world. We almost killed each other when we lived together. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-do. Bo-bo-bo-bo-bo-bo. Dude. I lived with him. And he was a fucking slob. And I was the fucking... I'm not even that neat. That's the thing. I'm not even that neat. Like, I don't make the fucking bed every day. I always have 3-4 days of clothes. But I get it to that point. 3-4 days, and then I pick up. I'm pretty good about doing the dishes. But he was just like, I'd come back from the road and there would be like dishwater, like 6 days old or something. And there'd be like noodles from like the Chinese food floating in there. It was like, we didn't have any rubber gloves and I'd have to stick my hand and reach for that plug. Oh, it was fucking nasty. We lived in such a shithole. I got to talk to him about that someday. If he remembers, we had this fucking kitchen. The countertop was plastic. I don't know what it was, like this hard plastic, and it was yellow and it was dirty. It was so fucking gross. Like you couldn't even cook in there. It had this fucking stove, I swear to God, that if you could rock it back and forth 2-3 times, it would literally come down like an old shack. It was such a piece of shit. And then the guy who actually his name was on the lease used to keep his smelly hockey stuff out there in the kitchen. It was the most disgusting fucking thing. And then there was 3 guys living there, and like assholes, we had like a bathroom basket out in the kitchen. Not a big, like, kitchen size, a bathroom one. So it was always overflowing with whatever the fucking you ate. It was nasty. Ugh, that really just took me back to a bad period in my life. Although it's funny now. It's funny. Yesterday I was over with Bobby and his lovely wife, eating some dinner. She cooked a fucking tremendous meal, and we started laughing about the old days living together, right? And I'm still friends with them. You know? And you know what I did? I addressed what a slob he was while we were living together, and we went like 6 months without even speaking to each other after we moved out. And you know what? You don't want to go through that type of shit. But we were both young and immature. Maybe that's where you're at. Maybe you got to go through it. I don't fucking know. Anyway, success story. Hey there, Billy Redface. I'll keep this short, but you gave me spot-on advice a few months ago about my cheating ex-wife, so I sincerely thank you. Well, you're welcome, sir. And if anybody's listening to this, know that I'm a fucking moron. So every once in a while, like, you know, you play darts long enough, you're going to hit a bullseye. All right? But you guys listen to me and my advice at your own fucking risk. All right? So anyways, he goes, I couldn't be happier. My real question is, how long were you single before you met Nia? And would you care to share any of your bad dating stories? Thanks, and fuck Sid the Kid and the Pussy Penguins, Bruins in 6. All right, Bruins fans. How long was I single? I was single for quite a while. I don't remember. So fucking long ago. I don't know, a couple of years. But I was never good at being single, doing that whole fucking playboy thing, you know? Talking girls into bed and all that type of shit. I always felt like shit afterwards. Unless the girl was like fucking smoking hot. And then you had like, can't believe she slept with me, man. You know, kind of vibe. I never, I don't know. You know what it is? By the time I figured out how to talk a woman in bed, by then I was like in my early 30s. And there was always something that, you know, if you're fucking talking to somebody like, you know, 22, 23. And they're just fresh out of college. I literally, it was like the pussy version of watching those rednecks hunting bear with dogs. You know, I just didn't feel the sense of accomplishment after a while. You know? I'm a big softy. What can I tell you? Anyways, the Man Great system, everybody. Father's Day, it's right around the corner, everybody. All right? And whose dad doesn't like to grill? You know? Everybody's dad likes to go out there. Even the people who don't like to grill. There's just something about being a guy cooking some raw meat over an open flame. I don't know what it is. You actually, in your head, you feel like you hunted that thing down. Like you shot that cow, you know? That saber-toothed cow. You just, I don't know what it does. It's in your DNA. So, this Father's Day, think the Man Great. What is the Man Great, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Put your eyebrows down, because here comes the information. They are 100% made in America cast iron grilling grates that are revolutionizing the way people grill. Heavy-duty grilling grates deliver exactly what you need to achieve that perfect steakhouse flavor. This is making me hungry right now. Chicken, steak, or veggies will never have tasted so good. No more flare-ups, no more dry meat, guaranteed. Named one of the 2012's Best Grilling Accessories by Men's Health magazine. Man Grates are the perfect gift for Dad this Father's Day. Go to mangrate.com and enter the coupon code BURR, B-U-R-R, for their $19.99 Father's Day special, or click the Man Great banner on the show website. $20. You're going to hook up your dad for the whole summer. And basically, if you don't understand what they are, you know, when you buy a grill, they come with those anorexic, you know, like those aluminum grill racks. You know, you're trying to mark up your steak. It doesn't look good. But then when you go to a steakhouse, they got those nice thick ones. You know what I mean? That's what those are. It's basically, it's like a hot rod. You're upgrading the quality. And it's 100% made in America, 100% cast iron, 100% steakhouse quality grilling in your backyard. All right?